Smiti. I'm the co-founder and COO of Advantage Club.ai, which is a global rewards recognition and employee experience platform. So if any of you seen me speak before, I usually start with a fun quiz. It just wakes the room up. So I have a few fun quiz questions for the HR experts in this room. Can we do a fun quiz? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, is this clicker working? Yes. So the first question, and nowadays we hear all these jargons, right? So which of these actually describes the jargon coffee badging? The first option is being physically present at work despite being unwell and productive, briefly showing up just to be seen, then leaving, doing only the bare minimum required work, and appearing busy at work without actually contributing meaningful output. A, B, C, D. Which one describes coffee badging? Any guesses? D? Come on, people guess. All of the above? No, every term means something else. Anyone else? B? Okay. So the answer is B. When you're actually just showing up at work, grabbing a coffee and then leaving, that's called coffee badging. The rest of the terms also have explained what each one of those mean. Being physically present at work, even if you're unwell, is called presenteeism. If you're doing only the bare minimum required work, it's called quiet quitting. And appearing busy at work without really giving meaningful output is called as task masking. This is a new one. Okay, now next question is a little harder than this. I know some of you guessed B, but let's see if you can guess this one. Which of the following best describes bore out? So first is severe workplace boredom and underload leading to frustration. Functioning on half power due to gradual loss of motivation and purpose in your daily work. Remaining at an unsatisfying job because of a tough market situation, and stopping all efforts at work due to a belief that you have zero control over your environment. I know all four seem to be the same term, but this one actually has only one answer. So any guesses? A, B, A lot of A's. Yeah, I mean, the answer kind of gave it away, but the others were also similar. So yeah, so being severely bored at work is obviously called bore out. Functioning on half power is actually called brown out. It's an opposite of blackout. Like when you black out, you're out, but when you brown out, you're kind of there on half power. Remaining at an unsatisfying job is called grumpy staying. And stopping all works at work because you feel I don't have any control over anything is called learned helplessness. Okay, so these were fun questions. Now I have a few serious questions. So what is the gap in retention rate among employees who receive recognition vis-a-vis who do not? And this is a study which we've done over 15 million users across more than 1,000 corporates. Any guesses? Difference in retention rate between employees who receive recognition from their managers vis-a-vis employees who do not. Is it 15, 30, 55, 80%? C? B? Okay, very nice. The answer is C. So the difference between people who have actually received recognition from their managers vis-a-vis who have not, that attrition difference is consistent across all our data points, all our organizations, even country agnostic. It's 55%. Now, if you add a non-monetary peer appreciation to the mix, like for people who receive both monetary awards as well as non-monetary peer greetings like thank yous, kudos, etc., this number changes. So what do you think the updated number is for people who receive both monetary and peer awards vis-a-vis those who do not receive any? Is it 59, 62, 78, or remains the same at 55? C? Same? Okay, nice, smart audience. It rises to 78%. So it's interesting because a lot of times people argue that people are getting monetary awards, which means they are probably higher performers. So obviously they are more likely to be retained in the organization. But peer appreciation does not relate to performance at all. But if you add peer appreciation to monetary awards, the retention rate actually rises up to 78%, which means performance and money is not the only thing which retains people. Being recognized and getting credit actually matters. So with that in mind, thank you for playing this quiz with me, first and foremost. Let me start off with my presentation today. So today I'm going to talk about the impact framework, where we've created a framework around driving great employee experience and driving the right form of engagement for employees. And what we have derived is called as the impact framework, where I stands for incentivizing performance, M stands for moments that matter, P stands for people-led communities, A stands for acknowledgement and recognition, C stands for care and well-being, and T stands for your total reward and total engagement strategy. I'm going to talk about each of these one by one. And I'm trying not to move around a lot because I know some of you are taking pictures and I don't want to be a photo bomber. So the first one is around incentivizing performance. We typically run two types of recognition programs whenever we see organizations running these. One is around performance-led rewards, and the second is around culture-led rewards, right? So incentivized performance actually deals with the performance reward piece. In an incentivizing performance structure, while it is very highly known that if you give rewards to people during their performance, that actually incentivizes them to perform better. But the biggest problem with such a solution is actually letting employees know where they are in terms of their KPIs, how they will achieve those KPIs, and what are the rewards they will actually get when they complete those KPIs. So our solution in the framework for the incentivization piece is by creating things like real-time dashboards, where every person who has certain KPI-led programs, they can see where they are in terms of their numbers, what they need to do to achieve it, and what will they actually get when they complete achieving it. Having things like performance dashboards also helps, where people can see everything in real time, and it also gives you that tiny push that, hey, you're just like 10% away from your goal, the timeline is ending, if you could complete that, it would help you get the specific reward. And of course, you need a redemption option where people, once they get recognized, where they can actually redeem those rewards as well. How AI helps in this entire structure, and we keep talking about AI a lot nowadays, right? So how AI really helps in this structure is, one, giving people nudges at the right time. That, say for example, you've hit 53% of your incentive target, click here to see your progress, and you keep getting the right nudges at the right time to keep pushing people to redeem or to complete their numbers and actually hit their targets. The second is around moments that matter. Now, moments that matter is typically derived from the ideology that the day an employee joins an organization to the day they leave an organization, it's a journey. And that entire journey is filled with moments. My first day in office, the day I complete 1 year, or maybe I completed a long service milestone, or I got promoted, or I got an award. It could also be a personal moment, like it's my birthday, or it's my wedding anniversary, or maybe I got married, or maybe I had a baby. All of these moments really matter in an employee life cycle. So the M of the impact framework helps you identify and recognize those moments that matter in an employee's life cycle, whether it is things like celebratory awards or automated options around birthdays, anniversaries, etc. Now, our recommendation in the impact framework is to automate all of these. If you have a human being who's actually sending out these birthday and anniversary emails every day, it might work for a while, it might work for smaller organizations. The moment you cross a specific scale, it is not possible to humanly do this manually without any errors. So really utilizing technology to automate it helps in driving the right messaging at the right time, at the right place. The way AI can help in this particular moments that matter structure is by, one, giving automated milestone detection. Say for example, if I have been given a thank you card by somebody who's in some other team. And I'm not related to that person at all, but I have interacted with them in some other way. AI can automatically identify that, and on their anniversary or on their moments that matter, can remind me that it's their event today. So why don't you go ahead and give them a shout out or a greeting, for example, which humanly you would not be able to do if you are running an automation. So AI has to be used to detect all of that. It can also help you in creating personalized wishes. Like, you know how on LinkedIn, now everybody writes really amazing messages on LinkedIn nowadays. Have you noticed that? It was not true 2 years ago. Everyone is a connoisseur of words. How has that happened? I mean, AI has obviously helped all of us in putting our words down in a much better way. The same thing happens in recognition. A lot of times managers are very shy to award people, or they don't know how to really put their thoughts into words. So they can end up sending the same thank you, good job, well done to everybody, and it doesn't mean anything. So through AI, you can actually help create better wishes, better words, and put really your thoughts in action. AI can also help you in auto triggering of greetings. So a lot of times it's a problem that if I'm a leader, I don't have enough time and I will miss out on maybe wishing 3 of my team members out of 10 of my team members. And those 3 team members will get obviously disengaged because they know the rest of the 7 of the team members have received a wish from me, but they did not. So AI can really help you in auto-triggering those greetings, set up those things beforehand, and just create a structure where you can say, hey, just ensure that these messages go out to these team members of mine when that day comes, and you don't have to worry about it on that day. The P in the impact framework stands for people-led communities. Now, community is something which is a really interesting factor, especially in organizations. Like, if you think about it, if you have a company of 1,000 people, it is literally 1,000 people working towards a singular goal, a singular structure to ensure that the company works and your organization wins. Now, people-led communities helps people find those mutual connects between each other, really create belongingness by identifying things which matter most to both of you. Now, say for example, if I am very passionate about table tennis. Now, a table tennis is a 2 people game, so you can't play it alone. Now, it's really hard to find people with those kind of interests around you, but if you can find somebody in your company who's passionate about table tennis, the 2 of you can maybe meet after work and you can play table tennis together. The same logic applies for the community piece. By creating these communities, you are allowing people to build relationships outside the workplace from within the workplace, which adds to an additional belongingness factor, therefore adding to an additional factor of retaining them further. You can also add things like team challenges where, say if you're running a fun activity, a team can participate together, really helps cultivate the team bonding and really helps drive better retention. The way AI can help in people-led communities is by giving you suggestions, personalized recommendations, basis what really is of your interest. So if AI identifies that I purchase a lot of Starbucks using my reward points, which means I'm a coffee lover, AI could recommend me a coffee love community, which other people in my organization might be part of. So really connecting the dots together, finding people's interests and giving them those suggestions is where AI can help you. The A in the impact framework stands for acknowledgement and recognition. Now, this is where I talk about culture-led awards. We already spoke about performance-led awards. Culture-led awards is where you are not giving rewards to people for performing. You're giving rewards to people because they follow your cultural values, because they are a cultural fit for your organization, and they follow the org core values, and that's how you push it in your organization. The first and foremost thing while you're creating culture-led awards is by creating a clear policy, because when it's not performance-based, what is it based on? What is the parameter after which I will get an award? That comes from policy, and digitizing that policy, really creating that easy access to everybody to be able to give the right rewards at the right time, especially for your managers who might or might not know who to award in this structure. It's also important for recognition to be instant and real time. Now, the biggest problem with annual appraisals is it comes once in a year. If I'm recognizing somebody 3 months or 4 months after they've done something good, it really lowers the impact of that actual work being done. So it needs to be instant, it needs to be on the moment so that it creates the right impact for recognition. And of course, AI here can help you in creating personalized options, like we saw in the social piece that I could create custom messages. It could help me in identifying where I can redeem my points, which is more personalized to me. So all of those angles also fit here. What is most important for recognition is to make it social as well. If I say, thank you, Dr. Bhatia, it was an amazing event, to him in person, that's good. But if I say that in front of 100 people, it amplifies the impact of that recognition. So making it social also really amplifies the way people perceive their image in front of other colleagues, and that helps in driving better recognition. The last piece, which is, and this is an example of how AI and agentic AI can really help in driving recognition, where through an agent, I can just type a message and I can ask them that, hey, can you award XYZ for me? And the agent will do that for you instead of manually going through a structure of clicking and writing a message, etc. The C in the impact framework stands for care and well-being. Well-being has become the helm of everybody's talking points in organizations, especially post-COVID. I know it's been 6 years after COVID, but the impact of people getting sick and recovering is still there. We have more viruses than ever in the air today. I was sick myself 2 weeks ago. So well-being is something which has become a really important factor for employees and therefore for organizations. What the care piece does is drives preventive well-being. Obviously, if you're sick, there are many mechanisms. You have insurance, etc., where you can go do outpatient and inpatient and whatnot. But what an organization can do is drive preventive healthcare by driving care and well-being programs for their employees, whether it's in the form of step challenges or walkathons or things like healthy habit formation, drink 10 glasses of water a day, eat 5 fruits a day, etc., etc. That is where the well-being piece is something which organizations can drive better, and people can be gamified in that way, that you have to walk so many steps as a team and you will get XYZ rewards. So really gamifying the entire wellness program is where the care and well-being piece comes in. The final T, total engagement strategy, which is the T of the impact framework, combines all of these together into one single engagement strategy. So 5 engagement levers combined together create a complete total engagement strategy which can help drive the right form of recognition, right form of appreciation, and the right form of well-being for your employees. Just to wrap up my presentation, I just want to talk about what we've been doing in terms of AI and agentic AI specifically. What we believe is the future of the world is agentic. The future I envision is that, say, if I want to order a chicken satay tomorrow, I should be able to just go to an app, type into an agent, hey, I want to eat chicken satay. And the agent should be just able to identify from my previous purchases where I've ordered it from and just order it for me. So that's the future of technology, what we're envisioning personally. And we feel that, in HR tech, that level of technology should also be implemented if it's anyways happening in the world. So what we've done in terms of agentic or agentifying our recognition programs is that now there is a chat mechanism where you can just type what you need to do, and our AI bot, Adva, will do that for you, whether it is recognizing a peer, whether it is redeeming a point, whether my CXO today asked me, hey, in this business unit, how many people got recognized or how many did not? I don't have to go through reports. I can just ask the chatbot and it will give me all the information. So that's what we've been pioneering, and we hope this becomes more and more the norm in the future. So just to move on to the next segment, and thank you for listening to me, I would love to invite Hazel Banas, who is the Global VP of People Operations of Concentrix, for a quick fireside chat now.